There's a great research study that we use sometime in our training. It's from Forrester, where they looked at senior executives and what are the challenges with individuals coming to sell to them. And simple stuff like, hey, I'm publicly traded. They should know my business. Why are they coming and asking me what my business is? Or they'll say, what's your biggest challenges? Well, a lot of that's out in the public arena. They can find that information. What I need is somebody who can come in, understand my business as well as or as close as well as I can, and then help me see how their products or service can drive towards it. And that's what business acumen allows us to do. It helps that individual salesperson move from a sales expert, sales or product expert, service expert, to a business expert who happens to sell. And that's where that transition happens. We're not a methodology company. We're not teaching sales methodology. We're not teaching sales platforms or technology. What we're teaching is we're taking sales leaders who understand your products very well, and we help them understand the business of the companies they're selling into. So they move from kind of that technical expert of your products and services to a sales professional who understands business. A sales professional who can go to their customer and understand their business and be able to articulate how a partnership with their company will drive their customer success. And so that's the differentiator. Anytime I do sales training, it's about help your employees understand their customers. Once they understand their customers, then they can help provide the solutions that really move the needle on what the organization is doing. Sales spends millions of dollars, if not billions of dollars, in training their salespeople. In fact, many organizations will have a lot more money available for the sales organization because in the end, if they can sell more, it drives their top line. It drives greater revenue, sales, et cetera, for the organization. And so there's all sorts of training out there around sales. And there's kind of a camp on methodology. What's the process by which you do it? There's a camp that does training around tools like CRMs and different tools that help them to track their customers. I would say what ours is really focused on is helping that employee understand their customers better. How do I really get to know what they're focused on, what they're driving towards? So the benefits for them to not just have a one-time event is you kind of get the foundation in the beginning, but how do I continue to get better and understanding my customers? So stuff like earnings call debriefs that we do with them. These clients love that because every quarter I can come back and look at those tools and reconnect on how do I assess the strategic focus of my customer? How do I see the financial performance and how the strategies they're driving towards are really getting the results around those financial performance? And then what makes it even more powerful for them is because all of a sudden now I can do that for my customer. I can look at what they're talking about, what they're driving towards, and then with my expertise be able to say, let me tell you how my product or how my service will get to increased profitability. Let me show you how it'll reduce your cost and be able to articulate that within your organization. And I think that's the differentiator. And when you get sold something as a business leader, it can feel very transactional. People call you up, hey, I want to tell you about my latest and greatest software application or my latest and greatest training solution. In the end, the real question for those that are being sold to is, how are you going to help me be more successful? How are you going to help me solve the problems I'm dealing with? How do you help me drive the results? And if you can make that kind of case or be able to articulate that, that's where they change. No longer are you a sales individual, you're a trusted partner, you're part of my team. And I think that's really what continued training around how to understand your customers does. Every single quarter, numbers will change with your customers. Annually, strategy may change. What's happening around them, kind of what we call external factors, how those change. Every year, those are changing. Just think of the last couple of years between the pandemic, supply chain issues, war, all these things that impact what we can do as a business. Boy, if I can understand my customers and how they're struggling through that or how they're dealing with it, and then be able to have a solution, something that helps them feel like, you know what I'm trying to do and you're going to help me get there, that's the kind of holy grail of sales training, helping them to really be that partner.